So, the next time you feel anxious, I want to give you something that I use to help me in my life, and it's pretty simple. It comes from some reading that I did with the technique is from Bob Proctor. I don't remember which reading it was that I got it from. I've read so much of his stuff, but it's something that I have turned into something that I do. I try to do at least once a day, but sometimes my mind just gets away. I could be getting wrapped up in something else, and just like anybody, I kind of lose track and not really fall into a rut because I'm in a place where I can remind myself and I'm able to identify the things that kind of bring me back down from trying to go and be better and the positivity, and that's powerful to be able to when you're able to recognize the things in your life that are holding you back. It's a big thing when you're able to identify those, and then actually identifying is one thing, but to have the willpower to actually do something about it, that's where the rubber meets the road. And it could be not necessarily that you're getting rid of that thing in your life, but more to plan for that thing in your life. And then if you're able to make plans for it, understanding how it's going to make you feel, things like that, that's where everything, you can just go and everything is going to work. But so I mean, you could use this technique I'm about to show you for when you're anxious. What I use it for is I try to do it every morning, and it just sets my day up in a positive way, because again, that is what this is all about. It's about the positive mindset, putting positivity out into the universe, because it's gonna everything comes back to you. So what I'll do is I like to go and I'll try to find, it needs to be a quiet spot where you can keep your attention on what you're doing and on your thoughts, because if you have a lot of distractions, it's not going to be as easy, because you're just going to you'll easily be distracted. So you go and find a quiet spot, and probably a relatively comfortable spot, because once you start to you close your eyes, you're going to want to just completely relax your body. But the first things that I'll do is I have got it right, I don't know where it's at, but I have a journal that every day I put a date up in the top, and then I'll just write out 10 things that I'm grateful for. And at first it took a while, because that's just not something that I didn't have that grateful type mindset. So at first it was a bit of a struggle, and and it's important that you're really grateful for these things, and they're things that you're able to internalize your gratefulness for. So you'll go through and I write down those 10 things that I'm grateful for, and then from there I'll actually close my eyes and I will start to think about people that I love, right? And when I think about them, I send them positive thoughts, which, it's love. And the way that I visualize it is, I kind of picture wherever they're at in the world, like at that time, like, because I know, I know my family, I know kind of where they're at and more or less what they're up to. So I will visualize sending out like, I guess you can call it like an energy beam almost. But it's just sending out this energy, this positive energy to each of the people that I'm thinking about, and then just in a positive way. So when I say that, think of something that makes you feel good inside, something that makes you really feel happy. And for a lot of people, it could be a baby. You look at a baby, you see a baby, you can't help but to just feel this certain way. So that's the way that you need to feel when you're sending this type of energy to somebody, because when you're and the more you practice, the better you'll get. But when you're able to create that and manufacture that feeling within inside yourself, that is an energy that is like super energy, positive. So thinking of that and then just sending it out to the people that are close to you, or it could be people that aren't close to you, maybe even people that are frustrating you, because if you send them the positive thoughts and the positivity, that's gonna help to, reduce the negative feelings that you'll have towards those people. So, but you just sit there and do that to the different people, and just concentrate on picture and visualizing, I guess, the energy that you're sending out, because that's important. And then, of course, as you do this, and it happens to me all the time, your mind is going to start to race. It's going to be thinking about these other things. And one thing that I do, and again, it's back from something that I read, is I visualize a spot on the wall. It's like, you could just think of taking like a big permanent marker and putting a spot on a wall anywhere. And whenever I catch my mind racing, I will visualize that spot on the wall, and then I'll just focus on that. And then that helps me to remember on what it is that I'm doing. And then, I'll get back to sending the positive vibes out. And, you just sit there and you do that until you're done. I mean, I don't know how long at first I wanted to do it for 5 minutes, but sometimes, I mean, I could really get into it, and it could be up to 10 minutes. I mean, it's just do it until you feel calm and you feel like you're feeling pretty happy. Do it until then, and then that's it. And then once you feel calm and happy, you started this feeling anxious. The point is to get happy, and through that, really, the secret is just bringing positivity and forcing positivity back into yourself, because the positive is going to wipe out everything else. The anxious feelings that we get throughout our days, I mean, it's for so many reasons, but really those are all just thoughts that we allow in our minds. And through time, you'll start to realize that you control your thoughts, and you're the one that's allowing yourself to feel you're allowing yourself to feel anxious, because in reality, you're not an anxious person. That's something that you are manufacturing and creating for yourself. Nobody is born into this world as anxious. That's something that we do to ourselves, and we allow other people to do to us in other circumstances, because honestly, because we just don't know any better. That's just what we've known our whole lives. But that doesn't have to be the truth. That doesn't have to be the truth is whatever we decide it to be, whatever we say the truth is. It's not what somebody else tells you, or even what we've allowed other people to ingrain into our minds. It's we allow those to be our truths, and we can stop and recognize those things that are not serving us. We can take them out, throw them away, and replace them with something better, with the positive thoughts of a better tomorrow, of a better future, because I think that's what we all want when it comes down to it, is we just want to be better. We want a better tomorrow, for not only for us, but for the ones that we love. And in order to do that, you have to start with inside yourself and figure out ways to recognize the things within yourself that are not serving you. And if they're not serving you, they're not serving anybody around you. And, through just really self-recognizing, the things within, we can couple that with the use of natural laws that we can view in nature. And then we can start to realize that, hey, this is, we can control these things. It all starts with the mind. And as we gain more control over ourselves, of our thinking, of our minds, it's just we're going to start getting the things that we desire in our lives. That's just the way that it works. And it all starts with just that self, looking within yourself. And sometimes that can be the hardest part, because there's going to be things in there that within ourselves that we don't want to believe. You're not going to want to, maybe it's something that you've held buried in there and you just don't want to believe it. Well, that can be tough. I mean, that can be extremely tough. But through, understanding that you're not trying to cause harm to yourself, you're only trying to improve yourself, that, the things that you feel that are deep and dark within you, once you address those, you'll look back and chances are you're going to say, well, it really wasn't that bad. It's really we put these things on ourselves and hold ourselves back and hold ourselves down from really achieving the things that we want to achieve, and it's all false. It's all, it's just a curtain that we put up to hide the truth. And it doesn't have to be there. We can, through time and just slowly peeking through the curtain, you can start to realize that, hey, I don't have to, life doesn't have to be like this. Life can be whatever you want it to be. It's just taking those steps towards the realization that, we can have what we want through just doing things in the right way, being a good person, but feeling within inside yourself that you're a good person. Like, it's one thing to do, good people acts on the outside, but if those are just acts and you're just going through the motions of being a good person, but you don't feel that on the inside, then you're really not, I'm not saying you're not a good person, but on the inside, that's where the magic happens. So if you don't feel good on the inside, then the energy and that you're putting out you're going to get back what you put out. And if you really don't feel good on the inside, you're not putting out good things, and you're not going to come back to good things. So it's really important to look within yourself and figure out anything that's holding you back from feeling that you are a good person, because you really have to believe it. Like, you can't just go through, again, the motions on the outside. You have to internalize these feelings of truth, of that you are a good person. And then as you do that and you move through your life that way, being grateful and holding goals and always, taking actions upon the opportunities that are given, you're going to find that, your life's just going to improve and improve. And the more you start to believe in these things, the better it's going to get, and the more power it's going to get. And ultimately you'll look back and be like, wow, I wish I would have, for me at least, I look at where I'm at, through my spiritual journey, my journey to fulfillment, where I'm at now. And, the first 40 years of my life, it was like, yeah, no, I unconsciously was a good person, and I always felt like I was. I never wanted harm on people. So, I already had kind of going in the right way with these things, but it was just that really for me, it was the gratitude and being grateful for things is what was really missing. And ever since I started really adding that, it's just, my life is just, I just feel so much more fulfilled. Like, I'm just a happier person, and that's ultimately, what I'm seeking is just to have that full fulfillment. And, and that's trying to help you. That's going to give me even more fulfillment, knowing that I'm helping others realize these things. That's what it's all about. It's all about helping and just wanting more better for everybody, not just myself. So I want to thank you for checking out the video. I hope there was something that helps you along your journey. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them down in the comments, and I'll definitely get responded to them. And I guess until next time, thank you.